Something is growing out there in the darkness.
3i Atlas has shifted again. Observatories are reporting massive fluctuations in its brightness.
Scientists are calling it unprecedented. The object is growing faster than any known comet or asteroid, and the data doesn't make sense.
Authorities are refusing to comment, but leaked reports suggests 3i Atlas might not be what we thought it was. Something is changing out there.
Not a planet, not a star, but something alive. Just days ago, astronomers across the world were forced to rewrite their data logs. The interstellar object known as 3i Atlas, once thought to be a harmless fragment of cosmic ice, has started to expand in size, and not slowly, but exponentially. A comet that should be shrinking as it nears the sun is growing instead. What's powering this impossible transformation? Why are top agencies like NASA and the European Space Agency going silent? And what if this is not a comet at all? This is the shocking story of 3i Atlas, the visitor that's changing everything we thought we knew about interstellar space. When astronomers at the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, ATLAS, first detected the faint, icy glow of an object streaking through deep space, it looked like nothing special. Designated 3i Atlas, it was only the third interstellar object ever discovered, after Oumuamua in 2017, Borisov in 2019, but the similarities ended there. From the beginning, 3i Atlas refused to behave like anything we've seen before. Its trajectory was precise, too perfect, as if guided by something more than gravity. And when telescopes locked onto it again months later, scientists noticed the first anomaly. Its measured diameter had increased by 27% since the initial detection. That's impossible. No natural comet grows as it approaches sunlight. They erode, fragment, and fade. Yet 3i Atlas was getting bigger. The light reflected from its surface didn't match ordinary ice or dust. Spectrographic analysis revealed metallic traces, alloys unknown in natural comets. Some believed it was a result of contamination from deep space radiation, but others whispered a darker theory. What if 3i Atlas isn't a rock at all, but a vessel? As 3i Atlas crossed the outer edge of the solar system, the European Southern Observatory began to notice rhythmic pulses, faint but consistent. Every 47 minutes, a burst of radio frequency echoed from the object, too structured to be random noise. Then came the real shocker. The object's silhouette expanded by another 40 kilometers in just 6 days. That's the equivalent of a city appearing overnight in the darkness of space. NASA's infrared instruments confirmed it. 3i Atlas wasn't breaking apart. It was expanding uniformly, almost as if something inside it was unfolding. And as that data streamed in, the world's space agencies went quiet. Internal memos leaked weeks later showed discussions about non-volatile structural behavior inconsistent with cometary activity. In simpler terms, this thing was growing, but not because of gas jets or ice sublimation. What kind of object does that? A natural phenomenon, or a machine awakening after a long cosmic sleep? The James Webb Space Telescope, positioned perfectly for deep field observations, was tasked with monitoring 3i Atlas from a distance. What Webb found changed everything. Instead of passive reflection from the sun, 3i Atlas emitted its own faint energy signature, a structured thermal emission pattern resembling a power grid. The radiation output wasn't random. It pulsed in harmonic intervals, suggesting an internal energy source. Scientists at Harvard's Astrophysical Center for Interstellar Objects were stunned. Comets do not generate power, but the readings were clear. 3i Atlas was releasing heat, not absorbing it. And then something even stranger happened. The radiation pattern shifted, syncing perfectly with Earth's orbital resonance for several hours before cutting out completely. Coincidence or contact? Could we be witnessing the first interstellar artifact actively responding to our presence? In early October, The Very Large Telescope Array in Chile captured high-resolution imaging data that confirmed another terrifying development. 3I Atlas had changed shape. Initially a lumpy, elongated body resembling other comets, it suddenly appeared geometrically precise, forming angles and flat planes, features never seen in natural celestial bodies. The surface temperature remained stable, but its albedo increased, as though it had deployed reflective panels. Astronomers began whispering about an unfolding structure, something modular, something mechanical. One internal ESA report even compared the expansion rate and formation symmetry to the solar sails designed by human engineers for deep space probes. If true, that means one thing: this is not nature's work. But who or what built it? The mystery deepened when archival data from 2019 revealed something chilling. A faint radio source, almost identical in frequency to 3I Atlas's pulses, was detected coming from the direction of Oumuamua's departure path. The pattern wasn't random, it was sequential, as though something was calling out from interstellar space. When decoded, the waveform displayed a recursive mathematical sequence, the same kind used in signal encryption. And now, years later, 3I Atlas has appeared along that very trajectory. The odds of two unrelated interstellar objects following such a pattern are astronomical. Were we warned 5 years ago that another visitor was coming? If so, who sent the message? And what do they want from our solar system? In late September, NASA quietly uploaded raw imaging data from the Webb telescope's NIRCam instrument. Within hours, the data was taken offline, but not before several independent researchers downloaded it. What they found defied explanation. The high-contrast images revealed hexagonal patterns across the object's surface, arranged with near-perfect symmetry. One researcher compared it to a Dyson segment, a partial energy-collecting structure theorized for advanced civilizations. And if that wasn't enough, a faint light appeared within the central region of 3I Atlas for just 3 minutes. It wasn't reflection, it was emission, a pulse, a signal. Could this be the first time we're witnessing an artificial structure from beyond our star system activating? When 3I Atlas entered the inner solar system, its path was expected to curve and accelerate under the influence of the sun's gravity, but it didn't. Instead, it adjusted its own course subtly, but undeniably. Orbital tracking data showed a vector correction of 0.06 AU, meaning the object had altered its own trajectory. No natural force could explain it. And that's when the ESA Emergency Task Group intervened, classifying further updates as restricted. According to leaked communications, 3I Atlas is now projected to bypass the Sun entirely and continue toward the inner planets, heading on a path that may bring it dangerously close to Mars. If it continues to accelerate at this rate, it could arrive there within months. Is this object merely passing through, or is it targeting something? Normally, NASA would hold press conferences for discoveries of this magnitude, but this time, silence. No statements, no updates, only closed-door meetings. Independent astronomers who tried to publish their findings were reportedly advised to withhold conclusions. Some even claimed their remote telescope access was restricted within days of mentioning 3I Atlas on open channels. And while official silence deepened, public speculation exploded. Some suggested a military connection. Others believed it's an ancient probe, possibly linked to civilizations that existed long before humanity even evolved. But there's one possibility that haunts every scientist following this event. What if 3I Atlas isn't arriving, but returning? Just last week, an international research team using the FAST telescope in China detected a repeating narrowband signal from 3I Atlas, repeating every 18 minutes, containing structured gaps, similar to data compression. AI pattern analysis suggested the sequence wasn't random. It resembled a language seed, a mathematical foundation for communication. But it wasn't human, and it wasn't from any known cosmic source. If that's true, it means 3I Atlas is transmitting, not noise, not radiation, information. And as one astrophysicist privately admitted, whatever it is, it's not alone. Are we being observed or invited? Now, as 3I Atlas grows larger than ever before, its radius exceeding 480 kilometers, panic is beginning to spread across scientific circles. Simulations suggest its expansion could soon make it visible to the naked eye, a glowing structure crossing the sky like a second moon. But here's the haunting truth. No one knows what will happen next. Some theorists warn it could release energy equivalent to a supernova. Others whisper it's the opening of something, a gateway built from interstellar technology. And yet, despite the chaos, a small group of scientists insists this might be the most extraordinary moment in human history. The first contact not with a signal, but a structure, a living artifact drifting between stars. Whatever 3I Atlas truly is, a natural anomaly, a cosmic ship, or something beyond comprehension, one fact remains: it's growing, it's changing, and it's heading closer. So we must ask, when it finally reveals its true form, will we be ready to understand what it really means? As global observatories scrambled to collect more information, something unprecedented happened. Public data access was suddenly restricted. The European Space Agency's servers, usually open to astronomers worldwide, began displaying cryptic maintenance messages. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory removed tracking coordinates. Even amateur astronomers noticed that sky monitoring APIs stopped returning live telemetry. For the first time in decades, the world's space infrastructure went dark on a single object. Journalists who questioned the move were told it was for public safety. But what safety? 3I Atlas wasn't supposed to pose any threat, yet the lockdown was absolute. In internal emails later leaked to the press, one line stood out: contain all high-energy data related to Object 3IA, public release pending. It raised the most chilling question of all. What high-energy data could possibly justify such secrecy? Were they hiding an explosion or a signal we weren't meant to hear? Just when silence seemed complete, skywatchers from Chile to Hawaii began to see it with their own eyes. A new point of light emerged in the constellation of Pegasus, faint, bluish-white, and pulsing at regular intervals. Within 48 hours, that faint glimmer became bright enough to be visible without a telescope. But it wasn't steady. The pulse varied in frequency, rising and falling like a heartbeat. Astronomers compared the timing and discovered something eerie. The rhythm matched Earth's Schumann resonance, the natural electromagnetic pulse that runs through our planet's atmosphere. And if that wasn't enough, the frequency began to drift in sync with Earth's rotation, as though the light itself were scanning the planet. Coincidence? Maybe. But many scientists are now wondering if 3I Atlas is studying us, mapping, measuring, or responding. Could something more intelligent than we understand be synchronizing with the heartbeat of our own world?